Hey everybody, it's DJ with Kale, and we are going to a really exciting marketing training today. I'm actually really proud of this one because there's a lot of great information in here, and I really think this is a great idea. I think it's something anybody could do to supercharge their social media presence with their followers and really expand your social media reach as well, ultimately leading you with more sales and clients. So, before we get started, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, just a couple quick announcements. Number one, actually we have four announcements today. Number one, we have a commission advance company. So should you want your commission on any transaction before closing, let us know. Just reach out to anyone here at Kale. Say, how does that commission advance thing work? Real quickly, we charge 10%. Once the transaction goes contingent, it's potentially eligible for a payout. We pay out usually within 24 hours. We just have to review the contracts and take a look, make sure everything looks good, and then we can pay you out. So there's a 10% fee to do that. If that makes sense for you, if you want your commission in it earlier than closing, reach out to us. Number two, we have a title company. So title company is very cool because we are partnered with a company called Alliance Title, and if you use our title services, which all that means is you're utilizing our attorneys. We have two great attorneys, Frank and Mitch, and what's awesome about them is they basically work in-house at Alliance. What that means is it becomes a lot cheaper to the title company to utilize those attorneys. So as a result, they can pass savings on to your client. Ultimately, at the end of the day, on most transactions, your client will receive up to $500 rebate check at closing. To our knowledge, we're about the only title company that does this. So basically, you get to look like a hero to your clients to say, hey, you can get up to, and we'll let you know what the exact amount is. It's almost always $500, but your clients basically walk away from that closing with $500. And remember, attorney fees are about $500, so they basically get the attorney for free. How cool is that? You get to look like a hero. So to utilize our title services, just reach out to us. We'll introduce you to the attorneys. They're awesome. They'll take great care of you. Also, please use Joel Schaub for all your lending needs. Joel is a vice president of lending with Guaranteed Rate. He's the very loan officer that we've ever worked with. He works tirelessly. He's a total mortgage nerd in a good way, and he will take amazing care of your clients. So anytime you have a borrower or a refi, Joel at Guaranteed Rate is your guy. Here's how to reach out to him. Email him at joel@rate.com, and his phone number I don't have in front of me, but you can just Google Joel Guaranteed Rate. It comes right up, or reach out to us. We'll get you in touch with him. He's amazing. And then last, I had a fourth. We have a mentorship program. So it's the biggest question I get when I'm interviewing, in particular, newer brokers who feel like, gosh, what if I have a client and I want somebody to go with me and be there at the listing appointment and be there every single step of the way, all the way through close. We have Rick Williams who will do that, or possibly do that for you depending on his schedule. So reach out to Rick. You can reach him at rick@kalerealty.com, and he'll talk to more about that with you. Now, of course, our own training and support services are always available. But for example, we can't go out on a listing appointment with you. We're just simply too busy. But Rick can do that. So reach out to him and he will explain that program. Okay. Thanks, guys, for all that. Now, and thank you. One last thing. Please tell every realtor you know about Kale Realty. The reason we're able to offer all this cool stuff is because we've grown a lot in the last 10 years. We only had maybe 5 brokers 10 years ago. Now we have about 650 or so, and that's mostly because you guys are telling other brokers to come work at Kale. So we can't thank you enough for doing that. Every time you do that, it's not much, but you do get 1 month free, our monthly $54 charge, which we know isn't that exciting, but it's a real honor for us. The more people that work here, the more brokers, the more services and support and tools and training we can offer. So please tell a friend. That really helps us out, and we're super honored and grateful in advance. So thank you. Okay, let's talk about social media. So this is a really exciting training for me because I'm excited about it, and I think this is such an untapped idea. Anybody can do this. It's so easy. And well, I won't say that it's easy, but it's very simple. And if you do it and you do it consistently, you will have so much fun and you will do so much good, and you will get a lot of clients as a result. So you're going to be giving back to your community, which everybody feels like they should do more of, right? You're going to be helping a small business as well, and you're going to be serving up content to your social media followers that they might actually want to see. Okay, so it's a big promise, right? So what are we talking about? So I was thinking about this because I recently did an interview with a woman named Lexi from for our podcast from rural Iowa. Now she's on pace to do $30 million in transactions this year. She's 27 years old, lives in a town of 3,200 people, and she's not, it's not a suburb of a bigger town, right? She's literally in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, and she did 20 million last year, and she's only 27 years old. And one of her big questions was, she said, even though she's a total superstar, she said, I really don't do a good job on social media, meaning she goes, I oftentimes don't know what to post. She goes, all I do is post the just listed and just sold stuff. And I go, Lexi, nobody cares about that. She goes, I know. She goes, I mean, it's good branding, I guess, because people can see that you're busy and producing, and that's great. And these are people who want you to succeed. So yeah, in some way it's not a negative, but is it a huge positive? Not really, right? Do your friends and family, yes, they want to support you and they want you to see that you're doing well, but that's not really what social media is, right? None of us really relate well to people who are bragging about how great they're doing. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I just closed a big home. You should celebrate that and you should definitely post about it, but it shouldn't be the only thing you post about, right? Because that's not really what social media is. And let's not even talk about social media. Let's just talk about marketing. What if we just talk about marketing? What is the underlying fundamental tenet of marketing? Serving up information to the people that want to buy or sell or use your services, right? So you got to start thinking about, what does my audience need? That's what marketers and advertisers sit around thinking about for all their clients. What do the people who are going to buy my services want or need? Okay, so that's a tall question and it's a tough thing to answer. But I'm going to give you an idea that I think works pretty well. And it not only gives your great content to the people who watch it, it actually helps your community. So this is really cool. So here's what we're talking about. I'm going to suggest or propose that every single person who watches this, first of all, you should have a geographic area that you want to specialize in. As one of the most common important suggestions from top producers that I've interviewed for my podcast, they all are hyper local. What does that mean? They focus in basically one area geographically. Now that could mean multiple suburbs, it could mean one suburb, it could mean one neighborhood in the city, it could mean 4 neighborhoods. Whatever that is for you, you should identify a local community that you want to be a part of. So this woman I interviewed, this 27-year-old woman, she has immersed herself in the local community. She is everywhere in that small town. She has billboards. She's in the high schools. She's on the Chamber of Commerce. She's volunteering at a bunch of different organizations. She is everywhere. Why? Because she knows that's really good branding, right? So I'm going to take some of the lessons I learned from her. By the way, her episode is not yet out yet, or else I'd share it with you, but I'll be emailing that shortly. But this is one thing she's not doing and one thing you can do today. So once you've identified your local community, your local geographic area. Like Matt Laracy, we talked about this on the podcast. He goes, I just wanted to be the River North guy. Now he grew up in Cicero and he goes, I didn't even know what River North was. So he spent the first 4 years of his business. He only closed 10 sales in those 4 years. That's it. And he spent the first 4 years basically going to college. And from him, that meant walking around and learning everything about River North. He said he would put on his suit at 8 a.m. He would start hitting the pavement, walking into every building and going, hey, is this an apartment building or a condo building? All right, anyway. So I'm going to take a little bit of what Matt Laracy did and a little bit of what Lexi does and kind of mash them together. So we're going to do something really cool. So let's now think about all the local businesses in your hyper local chosen community that you want to serve, right? A lot of small businesses. Now, I want you to think about, we're going to basically answer the question, how could you, as a realtor, support local businesses? Well, you're going to offer up an opportunity for them to be introduced to your clients or your prospects or your contact list, your social media followers. So here's what I'm going to recommend. Well, first of all, let's talk about, pause for just a moment. Let's think about the business owners in your local community. What is their biggest challenge in most cases? Not in all cases, but in most. Getting clients, right? Just like your biggest challenge is probably getting clients. So you guys have similar challenges. So we're going to talk about how you can team up to actually help each other. So that local business owner, I assure you, is getting, especially if they have a retail shop, like a clothing store, any sort of retail, brick and mortar sort of presence, where people can walk in and purchase. Well, they're getting called by every advertising platform on the planet for them to advertise to get more customers, right? We're talking about things like television ads. They're getting calls about that, radio, online advertisement, billboards, benchbacks, bus ads, everything, right? Local business owners get prospected like in incredible amounts saying, hey, you need to be in the local newspaper and there's an ad, and all of that stuff may work, but it's also really unpredictable, and the business owner knows that, and it's also really expensive, right? And just, nobody knows whether it's worth the cost. So you're going to basically be able to provide them exposure for no cost, and this will help you in the long run as well. So what we're going to do is you're going to identify small businesses, and I would start with retail shops because those are sort of the easiest, I think, to do this with. And what you're going to do is you're going to identify some, and you're going to go around and visit those businesses in person. You technically could do this by emailing or calling, but I just think an in-person meeting will likely get you the best result. And plus, it's kind of what we're going to be talking about doing is going to be an in-person thing. So why not start with in-person? And I just think you'll have a higher success rate. And oh, by the way, another opportunity, because maybe that business owner needs your services, right? So might as well show up and say, hey, I'm so-and-so. But what you're going to do is you're going to walk into these establishments, you're going to ask for the owner, and maybe you even email ahead of time, say, hey, I'm going to be in your area. I have an idea. I want to promote you to my social media following. Hey, I'm a realtor. I specialize in this area, and I would like to do a quick 2 or 3 minute interview with you to feature you on my social media channels. For example, Instagram and Facebook. And I just want to make sure that everybody who follows me knows about your business, knows what you guys sell, and learns, about what you guys are offering. So, and oh, by the way, there's no cost. I mean, you don't have to say that because it'll be implied, but there is no cost. So you're going to be the one person reaching out to these business owners and not asking them to buy something, right? Buy advertising. You're like, no, I'd love to feature you. So I can't imagine anybody turning you down for this. It would be absolutely shocking if somebody said, no, sorry, don't want to be exposed to your viewers or your social media followers. But it's possible, but doubt it. So pretty much everyone's going to say yes. And what you're going to do is you are going to set up a time and a day to film it. I wouldn't do it right then and there. You certainly could, but you want to prepare. You want to be professional. You want to show up and really make sure that the owner is comfortable because they're going to be on camera too. Now, they don't necessarily have to be, but you want to feature them, right? So you're likely going to want to not do it right when you're pitching this. So set up a time and date. That's what professional people do, right? So basically you're going to set up a time and date, and now here's the work that you have to do. Number one, you got to find somebody to help you with this, right? So if you have a friend or a family member, or you can hire someone for $20 probably for hire a high school kid. All they're going to do is hold your phone and face it towards you and the business owner, and you're just going to basically ask them 4 or 5 questions about their business, right? So let's talk about how to do that. So basically, once you get the appointment, once you have your helper that's going to be coming over to help film, you should have an index card with you, just like game show hosts have that. A lot of news people have that. Because when you're on camera, you don't want to be fumbling for the next question. And remember, this whole thing might only be 2 or 3 minutes. It's not a huge deal. You don't have to prepare a lot in advance. But what you want to do is have all the questions written down on your little index card. Also, you're going to want to make sure you know the address of their business. You're going to want to know their website address. And then you're going to want to list these questions. So here's a couple of suggestions for questions. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Owner, tell us about your business. How'd you get started? What do you guys offer? How long have you been in this location? How long have you been in business? Can you showcase some of the products or services for our audience? What are your hours? words, right? So I just came up with those in 2 minutes. You could come up with better questions, but just write down 5 or 6. It's no big deal. And then here's the most important part. So you basically know what you're going to do. Oh, and you want to ask them before you get started, can we offer some discount or coupon to our listeners or sorry, our viewers, so that if somebody's watching this and they see it, can they come over and maybe they get 10% off? Could be a restaurant, right? Or a retail shop or whatever. Maybe they have a coupon, maybe not, but certainly something to ask, because that's always great as well. So now you've got it all set up. You know the time and the date, you have your questions, you have your helper, and you show up, right? Now, very, very simply, you want to walk the person through and let them know. And you should, by the way, in advance, have sent them these questions, right? Because they need to know and prepare themselves. People get nervous, even in front of a phone camera. So you want to make sure that they know, hey, here are the questions I'm going to ask. They're all really simple and easy, but make sure that they know, because whenever we do an interview for my podcast, we send them all the questions ahead of time so that they can prepare, because people get nervous, right? So, all right. So assuming you've done all that, now you're ready to film it. So I'm going to make a huge suggestion here. Number one, oh, and by the way, this is kind of an aside. I would not recommend doing this on your personal Facebook page. You need to have a business page just for real estate business. Now, if you don't have one, you're absolutely dead set against it. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise, but I just think it's professional. Have a personal Facebook page for all, your personal stuff, and then have a business page for your professional stuff. And if you want to cross post, that's fine. I just think, your friends on Facebook, on your personal page, maybe they don't care as much about all this business stuff, right? So up to you, but I haven't ever met a successful real estate agent that didn't have a Facebook business page. It takes 2 seconds to create it. Go ahead and create it. You can still invite all your friends to like the Facebook page, the business page, but have a business page. All right. So I'm going to give you a statistic that is a little disheartening, but we're going to talk about a way to make it better. So the statistic is, and I'm actually might be high on this one, meaning high above what it actually is, but as it stands, last time I checked online, statistics were showing that even people who like your Facebook page, only about 3% of them will ever see a post that you put on that page, whether it's a video post, or just a blog or a mini blog post, or text post, or a photo. Again, only about 3%. Those are the people that liked your page, that want to see it. So if you ever are posting just stuff on Facebook and you're like, how come nobody is engaged with this content? Well, you're not alone. We have the same thing. We have like almost 2,000 people like our Facebook page for our podcast. We post something and maybe 100 people see it, maybe. That's about right. And then, we don't get much engagement either, because that's just how Facebook serves up content. They whether you like it or not, that's just the reality. But so only 3% of people who like your page are going to see it. So you might be thinking, well, then is it even worth doing this? It's still worth doing, because I can actually get that number up to 6%. So we can get it. I know that's still pretty low, but it's double the amount from a text post. How do you do that? Video. Now, I don't mean a video post, live video. So Facebook has what's called Facebook Live. Google it if you don't know what it is. I'm doing this right now to you via Facebook Live. Why do we do things in Facebook Live versus recording in advance? And sometimes we have to record in advance, but most of the time we do it live. Why? Because more of our people in our Kale broker chat, which is how you're watching this, will see it, because Facebook is even going to prioritize that over just an uploaded video post. So we do the same thing. Now, there's a lot of upsides to doing it in addition to now doubling. So if you do it live, on average, 6% of your audience is going to see it. Again, sounds low, but at least it's double the amount of an uploaded video post. And also, it saves you the headache of having to edit it, because now you don't have to edit it or hire an editor or spend hours using Final Cut Pro or whatever editing software you use. And by the way, people respond really well to mistakes, flubs. They don't want perfection. They don't expect it from you. You're not a professional broadcaster. You're just somebody who's a realtor who is showcasing a business owner in their community. They just, so don't worry if it looks perfect. Don't worry if you flub a few lines. Don't worry if you stumble over your words. You will get better at doing this. And also, nobody cares. They like imperfection. It works actually better than something that's slick. Now, if you were doing a television commercial, then yeah, you'd probably want to hire professional editing, people and producers and director and all that stuff. But you really don't, lighting, you really don't need that. Just make sure that you're professional and have your questions ready. But you're going to do this on Facebook Live because it's going to prioritize it to your fans, and more of them are going to see it. By the way, I'm going to step back for just a moment. You know what you're also going to do? I didn't mention this earlier, and I should have. You're going to ask the business owner to promote it to their friends and their fans and their friends, right? Because you want their clientele to learn about you. Now, you're not going to talk about you on this particular this interview because honestly, it isn't about you. It's about giving back. It's about showcasing the business owner, not you. And if you want to say at the end something about, hey, if you have anyone out there, you know what? I'm going to say don't do that. I don't even like that because it takes a little bit away from the genuineness of this, altruistic sort of thing doing. So don't even worry about it. Trust me, business will come to you as a result. So I know that's a long preamble. So now we're going to use Facebook Live, which means we're live. And you're going to make sure you know how to pronounce the person's name, right? And you're just going to basically, you don't need a microphone. The phone mic will probably work fine. Have your person stand real close. And you just say, hey guys, today we're here with, so-and-so from such and such business. And I want everyone to know about this business. And so-and-so, tell us about it, right? It's not that complicated. And then go through your questions. And then at the end, if there's a giveaway or a coupon, you could do a giveaway instead of a coupon. Tell all the listeners, hey, for the next 24 hours, anyone who purchases X gets 10% off, or, if it's a restaurant, hey, free appetizer, blah, blah, however you want to do it. Okay, so you recorded it, really simple, it goes great. Now it just went live. Now it's also saved on your phone. If it isn't, you can download it from Facebook. So don't worry, it's not gone because now you're going to post it on Instagram. All right. So Instagram might even give you a better result, but you want it both places. So Instagram, though, has a limit of 60 seconds for videos. Right now, if you just did a 5-minute video, that's going to be problematic. And you are going to go well above a minute because every single one of these, it might even go 10 minutes, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just go as long as it's naturally. And practice your wrap up too at the end. Be like, hey guys, thanks again for watching. Please visit, this address, this, retail shop. Here's the address. Here's their website. Come in, say hi to whoever the owner is, and blah, blah, blah. You get it. So I would definitely make sure you have your wrap up ready. Then as soon as it starts getting towards the end, wrap it up, right? But anyway, okay, you have your video done, and now you want to upload it to Instagram. But Instagram has that 60-second limit. But they also have something called IGTV, Instagram Television. It's a separate app. You can do it in the Instagram app as well, but I always recommend download the IGTV app. And Instagram has now IGTV, which has an unlimited amount of time for these videos. So you can actually just upload it right to IGTV. Instagram also prioritizes these in the newsfeed. So I don't know what the statistics are about who will see it versus who won't, but that's that. Now, and then when you're done, so that's one thing, and you want to tag the business. You want to, obviously, I would hope you would know to do that in Facebook and Instagram. Tag the business. Make sure you email the business with a link directly to the Facebook post, directly to the Instagram post. You can copy the links, send them off, and say, can you please promote this to your clients? This turned out great. You did an awesome job. This, by the way, we do this for our podcast every time. We post the links. We tag everyone, and then we send the links directly to the person. And then if we notice they haven't shared it in a couple of days, we send them again and say, could you please share this with your friends and family? By the way, this is how we grew our podcast. We spent $0 on marketing. We've just asked everyone that's ever been on our show to please promote this to their followers, right? So, and that's worked out really well for us. So, I apologize, I forgot where I was headed there. So you're gonna promote this on Instagram. Oh, I know. Now you're going to do a 60-second version. Okay. So once you've uploaded it to Instagram, actually, I would do this before you upload it to Instagram. So right after you're done filming, I would stand by yourself in the, or you could do it with the business owner and say, now I want to do a quick 60-second version. And the reason why is you're going to put this on Instagram because you want to do the regular Instagram 60-second, and also IGTV. So the 60-second one just has to be a little recap like, hey guys, I just was interviewing Betsy here with such and such small business company, and we're really excited because we're gonna be uploading this interview in just a few minutes for everyone in the local XYZ area. You got to watch this. It's really exciting. We got a special discount or a coupon for everyone who watches. So be on the lookout. It's coming in just a few hours or whatever, right? Okay. So now you've done this little 60-second thing. It's kind of a sneak preview, like a coming attractions. I mean, the other thing you could do is you could look through the actual interview itself and pull out 60 seconds. That's a lot more work. And quite frankly, I don't know that how easy that's going to be to do. I would just record another one. Okay, so now let's kind of recap what we've done. We've reached out to local businesses. We've offered them the opportunity to get exposed to your followers. And you're also going to ask them to promote this video to their followers, right? And then you've gone into the office, or their office or their business. You come prepared. You have a friend with you who can help film it. You film the however many minute little interview. Enthusiasm, excitement is always the most important thing, right? Make sure that you are really in what they offer. This is the most important thing. You need to be as excited as they probably are about their business, or as excitement is everything, right? So you film your video, then you want to do your little 60-second video. Hey guys, I just filmed this awesome video. It's coming shortly with such and such business. Okay, so you have your 60-second video. So then you want to upload the 60-second video into Instagram, and then you've already done your Facebook Live. And then you want to upload it also into Instagram television, which has the unlimited time frame, right? So the same video, just download it from Facebook, or if it's already saved on your phone, upload it to Instagram TV. And then you want to send an email afterwards, direct, and of course tag all of the tag the business and their social media. Also, look for any tags that are relevant to people in that community. So let's just say this was in Glenview. You would want to hashtag Glenview, because maybe people search by hashtags, right? So that's another opportunity for people to find you. But anyway, then you send an email to the business owner. Hey, this all went great. Here's the Facebook live link that you can promote. I tagged you on it, but here it is just in case. Here's the Instagram 60-second thing where I teased it, and here's the Instagram television post where I showed the entire video as well. Please share this with all of your followers, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner. Now, if you do this just once a week, and I mean, think of how much fun this is too. You're supporting your community, which is important for branding. You're going to develop a name for yourself. Oh, and then by the way, you can say to the business owner, hey, are there any other businesses that you can think of that would really benefit from this? Do you have any friends in the community who have small businesses? A lot of times small business owners know each other, right? Now, obviously competitors aren't going to share that information as readily, but they might know other people with other types of businesses in that area. And you want to make this a regular feature. Honestly, altogether, all of this maybe takes a couple hours a week, and if you can do this consistently, it's just like with this podcast I do. It's a for sure a grind. It's a ton of work, but you just focus on one after another, and all of a sudden, I've done 140 episodes, right? Now we have thousands and thousands of people watch it, and it takes a while. This is absolutely a marathon, not a sprint. And the first time you do these videos, maybe 5 people watch them. That's okay. It's okay, right? And maybe you flub lines, and maybe you're not that good, and all of that. Yeah, it's fine. Nobody's expecting you to be good. Nobody's good right away. And it doesn't even matter how good you are. You're still doing good in the community, right? And then, you can also reach out to the Chamber of Commerce and say, hey, I've been doing this video series for a while. If you guys ever think of any small businesses that could, or by the way, do the Chamber of Commerce, meet with the Chamber of Commerce and feature them in a video. Say, hey, what do you guys do for the community? How do you help small businesses? What do you guys do, right? There's lots of opportunities here. And remember, a lot of business owners are super passionate about what they do. And they are dying to get their story out. And they also don't want to pay for it because they don't know what the result's going to be. So you're going to offer this up for free. Just do one a week. It's a couple hours a week within a year, and you got to do it for a year. So try to do 50 of them in a year. I think that's reasonable, that's fair, and it's fun. You will have so much fun doing this, and your followers will start to look forward to it. And maybe you do a contest every week. Maybe it's not a coupon. Maybe it's a giveaway, and you say, hey, if you share this post, you get entered into the giveaway. That's a great idea. So share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, and I'll enter you in the giveaway, and I'll do a drawing, right? And maybe the owner can't afford to give you a thing, and you say maybe it's worth you spending a few dollars buying the item yourself and giving it away to your friend. Whatever, you figure that out. But there's so much opportunity here. What we're talking about is serving up content that's exciting and interesting to your social media fans, right? Think about how cool this is. It's fun. And some of you might say, well, I'm not comfortable in front of a camera. Nobody is comfortable in front of a camera. Don't worry about it. But these are people who like you. They already like you. They're not expecting you to be professional and personal or perfect in front of a camera. They just want to see that you're excited, that you're doing cool stuff on social media. And this is pretty easy to do, right? The pressure is not really on you. The pressure is on the business owner to be excited and talk about their business. And if it doesn't go well, oh well, who cares? You still did a good thing, and you'd try again next week. And I promise if you do this for a year, you will have so much success. And I will end with a story. So I'm going to give you a small version of this, a little bit different, but similar idea and how successful it was. So I can't remember the broker's name, but I interviewed a broker once for my podcast who's in the northwest suburbs, and she is a mom, a new mom, first child, and she was going crazy. This is about 5 years, maybe ago now. She was kind of going crazy because she is a new mom who also is a realtor who is busy. She goes, I wish there was a resource where I could go that would show all the new mom activities, all the events going on in my local community. And I don't remember what suburb she's in, so whatever suburb she was in. She goes, I was always Googling, like, let's say it was Burr Ridge, newborn events, mother events, whatever. And she goes, I just never found one location online that aggregated all the stuff that mothers need to know about, social events and education events and community events and whatever. She goes, it was kind of a bummer. She goes, I was spending hours and hours a week just trying to keep my newborn busy and know about all the stuff. And I was like, I wish someone would build a site. So she goes, oh, this was so simple. She goes, I'm going to create a community on Facebook. And I don't remember what the name of it, but let's just say it was called Burr Ridge Mothers Association or whatever. And all it was she basically, just reached out to all these different organizations that had events and said, hey, I've got this website. I've got this Facebook page, this group. It's for new mothers. You guys do events. Send me all your events and I'll promote them on our Facebook group. She never even mentions in this group ever, not once, that she's a realtor. She just is the admin of the group and she posts stuff. And within 5 years, she has over 5,000 followers. Now, that's even more than our Facebook page for my podcast. And we have thousands and thousands of listeners. So this is even crushing it better than we are social media-wise. And she said, DJ, and then she started doing meetups because she goes, it's great that we have them on Facebook, but it's still sort of hard to search. So she started doing weekly meetups. And she goes, I couldn't afford to go anywhere. She goes, I had to do them at McDonald's for like the first 2 years. So she would literally just get a booth at McDonald's and invite all the moms in our group to come by and share ideas. And that was it. She goes, I never talked about myself. I never mentioned I was a realtor. And she goes, within a couple of years, people started asking me, what do you do? Why did you do this? Is this your job? And she go, oh, no, I'm a realtor. They would go, oh, wow, you built this whole thing just for us? And guess what? Now almost all of her business, she's a top 1% producer. And look, she's obviously very good at being a realtor as well. It's not just about marketing. You have to be good at the job, but a lot of it's about marketing, right? So how smart was that? And now she has the largest moms organization Facebook, group for that particular community. So really, really smart. So we're talking about doing something very similar. Now it isn't exactly, you could create a Facebook group. That's another idea. But you already have people who follow you most likely on Facebook. You already have clients, right? So you're serving up, and not everyone is going to be in that community. Of course not. But if you're doing giveaways, if you're doing contests, if you're doing coupons, people obviously are going to be tuning in. And again, you're just building a brand. But isn't it cool? You're building a brand without talking about real estate. And if you want to talk about real estate, you could do a whole nother series of videos where you do, minute updates once a week. Hey, this is the Glenview or whatever real estate minute. I want to talk about what's on the market, what's hit the market this week, and what closed. Right? It could be something like that. So that's another idea for another video. But I'm really passionate about this because Almost nobody does it. It's a huge opportunity. You could also post these on YouTube, which you absolutely should do as well. For SEO purposes, people will find these on YouTube too. So I didn't even talk about that, but you could cross post them there as well. So I just gave you guys a ton of information, but I think you get the gist of it, right? Think about how much fun it'll be. You'll almost get no rejection, right? When we started this podcast, by the way, we did basically the same thing. We went to all these top 1% producers and said, would you please be on our show? We'd love to feature you. And almost, I think only one person, maybe two people in our entire ask of all these years has ever turned us down. Now, some people don't respond, which is fine, but I don't consider that a no. But only a couple people said, sorry, not interested. We have like a 98% higher than that, 99% yes ratio, because people like to be featured. You mean it's a nice thing to do for them. So if you come out, if you're always thinking about how can I give to my community, that's, as my friend Joel Schaub always says, givers get, right? So just think of that, try it out, commit to it, and it's fun. And you'll be doing a lot of good in your community, and I promise it will work. But if you only do it once or twice or 3 times, don't even start. Don't bother, because you need to do it consistently, and you need to just put your head down and realize over time this will work, and just kind of go from there. And then all of a sudden one day you'll wake up and it'll be a couple years in, and you'll go, oh my God, this is so much fun, and I'm getting so much business as a result of this. And people in my community now know me, because guess what? After you do this enough times, maybe the local news reaches out to you and goes, hey, who's this person going around featuring businesses, right? And featuring them on Facebook. That could be a local news story, or other things could pick it up. But anyway, that's all outside of your control. But it's an opportunity for you to get immersed in your community, help small businesses, and hopefully get some business down the road as a result. So I hope this was helpful. By the way, please keep telling other realtors, I'll say it one last time, about us. We need your referrals, and we need you. And so if there's anything we can do to make your business work better or faster, anything we can do at Kale to always help you, that's our job. Reach out to us and we will. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great week.